President Trump and his campaign say they will continue to fight the election results with lawsuits. Philadelphia may be the central location in President Trump's quest. Pennsylvania is a critical swing state, and Democrats voted in significantly larger numbers by mail. The Trump campaign has seized on the time it has taken for officials to count those ballots as a sign of something fraudulent. The Philadelphia City Commissioner is responding.
I think people should be mindful that there are bad actors who are lying to them. And they need to turn to people that they trust and to sources of information that they trust, and not rumors and not nonsense included in lawsuits or anything else like that, to make sure that they have confidence in this system and that their vote, regardless of who they voted for, is going to be counted.
Now, of course, Michigan is also the center of litigation from the Trump camp. Grant Herms has details regarding the latest filing.
The lawsuit was filed in the Western District of Michigan, where the campaign is more likely to find a sympathetic judge than in the Eastern District, despite most of the claims coming out of Wayne County.
The lawsuit filed last night alleges without evidence there were widespread irregularities in Michigan's election and ballot counting process, particularly when it came to absentee votes. Many of the claims are similar to a case that was dismissed by the state court of claims last week. That case is now on appeal by the Trump campaign. But unlike last week's case, the most recent lawsuit comes with 234 pages of signed affidavits of people claiming to have witnessed poll workers or were told about poll workers acting suspiciously. Among their claims were allegations of votes being counted twice, GOP poll challengers being blocked from seeing ballots, and allegedly backdating ballots that arrived late. The campaign did not provide evidence beyond those supposed eyewitness accounts. Many of the claims are similar to other unfounded fraud claims from past elections. Legal experts say these claims are unlikely to make it far in the courts.
We're really just going to have to see how this plays out. But ultimately, and coming back to your original question, the likelihood of actual success and defining success by changing the result of the nationwide election is very, very, very low.
It's worth noting not a single election official in the country says they have evidence of fraud or widespread fraud in the way that the campaign or Republicans are alleging. Now, coming up tonight, I'll take a look at some of the most popular claims about voter fraud, including what happened with software in one Michigan county and what voter fraud actually looks like in those rare instances.